So this is your teacher Haris Bhatt, and we are basically solving a question of incomplete records from AS accounting. So let's see how we are going to solve this question, incomplete records from AS accounting. So this question has come in which paper? October, November 22, 23. October, November 22, 23. It has come in the paper. Let's see. Reese, a sole trader, does not maintain a full set of accounting records. He has provided the following information for the year ended 30th June. 30th June to 1st July. Okay. So we were solving a question of October, November 23, 22. And this is from incomplete records from AS accounting. Reese, a sole trader, does not maintain a full set of accounting records. He has provided the following information. Cash opening 240 है बेटा, closing जो है that is 110. Electricity accrued opening 420, closing 380. Inventory opening and closing. Machinery. The problem is this, you can write it down also, that we have to use cost method to find depreciation. In this question, we have to use cost method to find depreciation. Cost method means where you prepare asset account separately and you prepare provision for depreciation account separately. So we are going to use cost method here. Rent paid in advance, opening closing is given, trade payables, trade receivables are given. Bank account summary, brought down 1860. That is the amount received from trade receivables, cash sales banked, sale of machinery 4,000, credit supplier, payment to supplier, rent, wages, electricity, general expenses, new machinery we have purchased. Total cash sales for the year were 15,280. So total cash sales are given, that is 15,280. So it means that we are not supposed to prepare cash account to find cash sales, but we are still to prepare cash account to find any missing figure on the credit side of cash. I have made you write this thing, that wherever some expenses are paid in cash from cash sales, we have to prepare cash account to find total cash sales or any missing expense on the credit side. So both can happen. So that is the other part of the story. So cash sales banked is given, sale of machinery 4,000. Rent has, Reese has also paid cash for wages during the year, but had not recorded this. So we have paid it wages for cash, but that amount that is not available yet. So we have to find that amount of wages which has been paid in cash. Reese took 450 per month drawings from before the cash sales were banked. He had also taken goods for his own use with a selling price of 350 after a markup of 25%, that is goods drawing. During the year, machine had cost 6,000 on 1st July 2019 was sold, or machine is to be depreciated at 15% per annum using reducing balance method. A full year depreciation is charged in the year of purchase, but none in the year of disposal. So annual basis basically are given in the question. So first of all, we need to know this, that what is the effect of goods drawing? It will be subtracted from purchases and it will also be recorded in the heading of drawings. But unfortunately, goods drawing are always recorded at cost price. जब चीजें कारोबार का मालिक जाती इस्तेमाल के निकलवाएगा, तो obviously he has to record it at cost price. But in this question, if you look, that took 450 per month before the cash sales, that is basically cash drawings. He has also taken goods for his own use with a selling price of 350 after a markup of 25%. So basically, goods drawing, which is 350, that is the selling price. So we need to find the cost price of goods drawing. So how we are going to find the cost price of goods drawing? The selling price needs to be multiplied with the margin. Margin, we have been given markup 25%. So we have to convert markup into margin. So 350 multiplied by percentage over 100 plus percentage, which is 25 over 125. How much it will come? 350 into 25 over 125? 70. आप भी बता सकते हो, obviously आपके पास solve होगा. 350 minus 70, you will find the cost, that is 2,280. That is the cost price of the goods drawing, which we will subtract from the purchases. Okay. Now, I will go with the flow. Go with the flow means that I will first prepare the sale ledger control account. Sir, why not? We will find the opening capital because the question does not require us to find the capital because the statement of financial position is not required. We will find total credit sales, total credit purchases, total cash paid for wages, calculate the depreciation charge. Then inventory at 30th June included damaged goods which had cost 1800 but needed repairs costing 350. The goods could be sold for 30% less than the normal selling price of 2250. So you have to prepare the income statement. And that's it. So balance sheet is not required. So that's why we don't need to find the amount of capital. You must be thinking that, sir, in this question, which has come in October, November 23, yes, he has basically transformed the question into parts. But even if the examiner doesn't ask us to solve the question in parts, we still have to calculate all these things. There is no other choice, because we need credit sales, we need depreciation, we need credit purchases. Otherwise, we are not able to prepare the statement of profit and loss. So let's start from the SLCA, total trade receivable account, in order to find credit purchases. So let's do that. I will prepare SLCA. I will write brought down here. So let's see what is the amount of brought down. Trade receivable at the start is given here 23580, 20620. 23580 carried down 23620, Let me check it again. 23580, 20620. Okay. Now receipts from customers, that is the receipt from credit customers, 149810. I can write it over here with the name receipt from customers or with the name bank. एक ही बात है, one and the same thing. 149810. Sales return will also come on the credit side. Bad debts will also come on the credit side. Discount allowed will also come on the credit side. But unfortunately, they are not given in this question. So we'll find the credit sales. I will go for the total of the debit side, credit side, sorry. And the difference will be the amount of the credit sales. 146,850. So this is the amount of credit sales. Now I'm going to find the total sales to be written in the income statement, to be written in the statement of profit and loss. What is the amount of cash sales? It is given. So normally we used to prepare cash account to find the amount of total cash sales. But in this question, though cash account is required, but we don't need to find the cash sales on the debit side. So cash sales is 15280. I will write here 15280 plus credit sales, that is 146,850. What is the total sales? 162,130. So 162,130 is the amount of total sales. Now I will prepare the purchase ledger control account in order to find the credit purchases. So let's do that. Purchase ledger control account is basically your total trade payable account. So brought down will come over here. I will write carried down over here. Let's see. Brought down of the trade payables 6285 and 8520. So I will write here 6285. 6285 and 8520. I will write here 8520. Here comes the payment to trade payable. Whatever payment you are basically paying to that, making to the trade payables. Let's see how much payment you have done to the credit suppliers or to the trade payables. 80140. So I will write here 80140. And then purchase return will also come on the debit side. Discount receipt will also come on the debit side, but it is not given in the question. So we can find, we will go for the total of the debit side. We will find, subtract the credit side. We will get the amount of credit purchases. 82375. Okay, we are done with this. Even if the examiner doesn't ask us to prepare the total credit sales, we have to find that actually for the statement of profit and loss, credit purchases also. And we have to prepare the cash account also, because we need to find the amount of wages to be written in the expenses. So let's prepare the cash account. You can, cash account is one of the account which you can prepare at the start, which you can prepare mid of the question, or which you can prepare at the end of the working, but before the statement of profit and loss, obviously, right? But there is no compulsion that you used to prepare the cash account at the first or at the end or at the middle of the question. It depends upon you. Even in this question, sometimes I used to prepare at the start, very start. Especially when I used to teach the student about the cash account for the first time, I always prepare it at the start so that they can find whatever is new in the question. So let's prepare cash account. Cash sales is given in the question, so I will write the cash sales first on the debit side. And that is the amount is going to be 15,280. Then they have paid some expenses in cash, which is going to be the drawings. Then some cash sales has been banked and some is basically used to pay wages. But we also have to look that either we have opening balances of cash available at the start and at the end. Yes, they are available, 240 and 110. Sometimes they are not available. Sometimes they have been given in the question. 240 and 110. I will write here, brought down 240, and I will write here, carry down 11110. Now let's talk about the drawings, which is the cash drawings. Just look at the question. 450 per month is the drawings before the cash sales were banked. 450 into 12, 5,400 is the drawings. So I will write here 5,400. Now I will write cash bank. Cash bank will come on the debit side of bank account, which is written here, and credit side of cash account 7170. So I will write here 7170. Now what you will do, total the debit side and subtract the credit side, you will get the amount of wages, which is the balancing figure. It is known as the balancing figure because that is the difference of the two sides, which is 2840. So we have found the wages which is paid through cash. Achha, just look at this. It means that whatever the amount of cash sales was, we have made drawings from that cash sales 5,400. We have banked some cash sales of 7170, and we have also paid wages in cash of 2840. So that's how we will get the total amount of cash sales. If cash sales is not given, definitely then wages would have been given in the question, so that there will be one missing figure on the debit side. So cash sales can also be calculated through this way. Next is basically the expense and income account, right? Let's see how I will look into this. If any expense or income account opening and closing balance are given, I will prepare the T account. So that is for electricity and that is for rent. So I will just calculate it and you can prepare the account, right? What I will do, that how much electricity have been paid. There it is, 3680. So accrued at the end will be added and opening will be subtracted. So what I will do, 3680 minus 420 and plus 380. You can prepare the T account, no problem in that, right? Because accrued expenses means that opening has to be subtracted and closing has to be added. So if you have some kind of confusion in this, I'll prepare the account. That's not a big deal. What was the account? Electricity. So in that format, you don't need to memorize it actually. You just need to memorize the format, which should be into your mind, that accrued brought down will come over here, that is 420. Accrued carried down will come over here, that is 380. Then bank figure will come, electricity debit and bank credit, that is 3680. And you will find the profit and loss account figure like here. So automatically closing will be added and opening will be subtracted automatically. How much? 3640. Same is the case with prepaid. If prepaid is given opening and closing, which is not given in electricity actually, it is given regarding rent. So what we will do, prepaid opening will be added and prepaid ending will be subtracted because that is the bank figure which is given in the question. So let's see. If we talk about the rent is how much? 12,250. So 12,250 plus 950 minus 1100. 950, 1100 becomes 150. So you will subtract 150 from 12,250. What is the answer? 12,100 is the answer for the rent. I will write here. Okay. Now I am going to prepare the depreciation. I have to get the depreciation also. Sorry. Yes. Rent is basically the amount given is 12,250. So opening 950 will be added and 1100 rent paid in advance is going to be subtracted. So the answer will be 12,100. Okay. Next, let's see the depreciation. First, we should look that profit and loss for that particular machinery that has cost 6,000 on 1st July 2019. It has been sold this year. So I don't know that which year, for which year we are preparing this question. That is for 2022. So it means that our financial year starts from July and ends at June. But we are looking for annual basis, so we don't need to worry for that. So let's see. 1st July 2019 and 6,000 and depreciation rate is 15% using reducing balance method. I will show the calculation for you so that you will be able to understand it properly. Okay. I will wrap it up. 280 is the purchases, goods drawing, the cost actually. So what is the amount of the 6,000? So we have purchased it on 1/7/2019 and we used it till 30/6/2020, right? So 6,000 into 25%, how much? 1,500. Again, we have used this asset from 1/7/2020 to 30/6/2021. Again for the whole year, but because it's a reducing balance method, 6,000 minus 1,500 multiplied by 15%, I think. I think the percentage is 15%. Yes, it is 15%. So sorry. रिजा आपने बताया नहीं. Okay. So 6,000 into 15%, how much? That is 900, right? Then 6,000 minus 900, because it's a reducing balance method, 5,100 into 15%. How much it will come? 5,100 into 15%. Yes. 765. Total of this is 900 plus 765. 1,665. Means 1,665 is the total depreciation on the asset sold. Sir, 2021 and 22? No, will not charge. Because in the same year, the asset has been sold. So no depreciation is charged in the year of disposal. Okay. Now, the asset has been sold for 4,000. Sale of machinery 4,000. Let's find the book value first. 6,000 minus total depreciation to date 1,665. So the net book value of the asset sold is 3,335. 4,335, and we have sold it for 4,000. It means that we are going to face a loss of 335. So there is a loss of 335, which will be written under the heading of expenses. Got it? Any problem you can ask me, because the asset has been sold, but the depreciation on that asset sold has not been given, cost has been given. So we have calculated the depreciation on the asset sold from the date of purchase till the date of sale for 19 to 20 and 20 to 21 with the reducing balance method. Total depreciation is 1,665. 6,000 minus 1,665. The net book value is 4,335. Has been sold for 4,000. So there is a loss of 335. Next is that we have to calculate depreciation. Which depreciation? Current year depreciation. Charge for the year. This is almost the full-fledged question of depreciation in incomplete record. So I have to prepare the accounts. Sir, why? Because I'm not supposed to prepare the account through net book value method. It is a cost method. Sir, how do you know that it is a cost method? Because cost and depreciation are given in the question separately. Simple. So it means that we have to prepare separate accounts of machinery with cost and with provision with depreciation. So let's prepare the account of machinery. I'm preparing the account of machinery just for the understanding, just for your understanding, because we need to find the depreciation only. but I just want you to handle it even more properly. So cost is 18480 at the start. Let me write here 18480. Let's see if we have purchased any new machinery in the current year. Yes, we have purchased new machinery of 9200. So I will write it on the debit side with the name bank. Then under cost method, we will disposal will be come on the credit side, because we will credit the machinery account with the cost of the asset sold. It will be credited with the cost of the asset sold. So cost of the asset sold is 6,000. So you can get the carry down at the end, how much it is going to be. That carry down is supposed to be written in the statement of financial position, which is not required in this question, but we can calculate that. Or you might say that we are revising depreciation also. You can think like that also. What is the amount? 21680. Okay. Now I am going to prepare the provision for depreciation account. I can find the profit and loss on the asset sold by preparing the disposal account also. Right? That is also a possibility. Cost will come on the debit side, 6,000. Depreciation will come on the credit side, 1665. Bank will come on the credit side, 4,000. And then there is going to be a loss on the debit side of profit with the name profit and loss account of 335. Okay. Now let's see what is the brought down of the provision for depreciation. That is 9685. I will write here 9685. Carried down, we don't know. Profit and loss account figure, that is charge for the year, we need to calculate. Disposal will come on the debit side, that is the depreciation on the asset sold. On the debit side, I will write the depreciation on the asset sold. We have already calculated that. That is 1665. Now I can find the profit and loss account figure or charge for the year. And you know that in order to calculate charge for the year, we have certain steps which we have studied in depreciation. The first step is this, that Manur, we have to calculate the depreciation on the newly purchased asset. So the newly purchased asset, the cost of that asset is 9200 and the depreciation is 15%. Because it is annual basis, so we don't need to go for the monthly calculation. We just calculate it directly. How much it will come? 9200 into 15%. 1380. Next step is calculate depreciation on the asset sold. Only in case of month-to-month basis. Here, the question is not month-to-month basis, so we'll not calculate depreciation on the asset sold. Last step, calculate depreciation on the existing assets. So existing assets cost is 18480, right? We will subtract the cost of asset sold from this cost of existing asset minus cost of asset sold, 6,000. The answer is 12,480. Then depreciation on existing assets, which is 9685, minus depreciation on the asset sold till the start of the year, that is 1665. We will get the depreciation on existing assets, whatever it has been already charged in the past. So what is the amount? Existing depreciation minus depreciation on the asset sold, 9685 minus 1665, 8020. Now 12,480 minus 8020, you will get the book value of the existing assets on which we need to charge depreciation for the current year. 4460 multiplied by 15%, you will get the answer for the depreciation on existing assets, because we have to calculate depreciation on the book value, not on the cost of the asset. G, how much? G, 220. Oh, 223. No, I don't think so. G, 669. Okay. Now add 669 plus 1380. You will calculate the profit and loss account figure or charge for the year, current year depreciation. Sorry, 2049. The entry will be profit and loss account debit, provision for depreciation credit with 2049. Provision for depreciation is credited with 2049 because of profit and loss account. And now you can find the carry down also. Why I am going for the carry down also? Because question might ask you to prepare the balance sheet at the end or statement of financial position at the end. Then you should be knowing that how the carry down has been calculated. Though it won't come nowadays, but maybe some portion he can ask you to prepare only the non-current asset section. Then you will be in trouble. बताएं क्या आता है, carry down 10069. Okay, got it. Now we have completed the calculations only, and now I'm going to prepare the statement of profit and loss. So let's prepare that statement of profit and loss, and I will start with the dollar sign. I will go first with the revenue. Can you tell me what is the revenue, total revenue? Sorry, 162,130. That is, we have already calculated. You can see the working which has been done already. Less cost of sales, opening inventory, add purchases, less goods drawing, and less closing inventory. Okay, because these all things, carriage inward will be added obviously if given. Purchase return will be subtracted if given. Revenue may you have to subtract sales return if given. Let's see the opening inventory. Opening inventory given in the question is 23600. I will write here 23600. Purchases we have calculated. How much it is the amount? 82375. Goods drawing we have calculated. We have transferred goods drawing at cost, which is 280, which is subtracted. We have to subtract goods drawing from the amount of purchases less closing inventory. So here again, there is a difficult point. Let's see. The closing inventory given in the question is 21400. Here it is written 21400. Now we have done all the calculations. 21400, he says that inventory at 30th June is damage which has cost 1800 but needed repair costing 350. The goods could be sold for 30% less than the normal selling price of 2250, right? So the inventory is 21400, right? Now you have to find 2250. 30% less means we are able to sell it at 70% of the normal selling price. What is the amount? 2250 we can sell, but that is the normal selling price. We can sell it at 30% less than the normal selling price, 1575, but we have to go for a repair also. That is 350. If we go for the repair of 350, then it can be sold for 30% less than the normal selling price at a value of 1575. 1575 minus 350 would be our net realizable value. Okay, next, how much? 1225. Now, 21400 is the closing inventory. I will subtract 1800 from this because that is the cost, and NRV will be added 1225. Why? Because inventory is valued at cost or NRV, whichever is less. So cost is 1800, which is higher than the NRV, and NRV is market value or selling price minus cost to sell. Actual selling price of these goods is 1575. If we will go for a repair of 350, so NRV is 1225. I should have recorded it 1225. So 1800 subtract and plus 1225, we will get the correct value of inventory. You can go for the difference also, but it is the best way. This is the best way because it makes more sense. What is the amount? 20825. Okay. So I will write closing inventory over here with an amount of 20825, which is going to be subtracted. Yes. So how much it will come now? I mean the cost of sales. Then I will write gross profit, and then I will subtract the expenses from the gross profit to find the profit for the year. So what is the gross profit? Oh, what is the cost of sales? 84870, and the gross profit is G. What is the gross profit? 162130 minus 84870. 77260 is the gross profit. Now I will subtract expenses. Loss on sale of machinery, that is basically 335, right? sorry, income, what is that? Nahi hai. Then I will go for the expense of the rent. We have calculated it directly actually. That is 12,100. Electricity is 3640. So let me write 12,100. Then electricity 3640. Then depreciation on machinery we have calculated. That is that is we have calculated at the back actually in the working, and that is 2049. We have to write the profit and loss account figure, right? 2049. Then we have to write wages also. Don't miss, because it comes from the cash account, and that is the purpose we have prepared the cash account, right? So depreciation is 2049. Then we will write wages. How much it is? Let me check. That is 2840. 2840. Okay. Now let's see if there are some other expenses given in the question. Let's find it out. We can easily see the question that if there are some other expenses which needs to be adjusted. General expenses, right? General expenses are given, right? That is 18,590. No other opening closing of general expense is not given, so we don't need to write that. So 18,590, I will write the general expenses. Then go for the total of the expenses, and we will subtract the total 18,590 to find the profit for the year. There could be bad debts, there could be increase in or decrease in provision. Rent received income can also be a part of the question, but already 554, 39554. Please, I want you to check it again. So we can find the profit for the year. The profit 37706 is the profit for the year. So this is how we have prepared the income statement, or statement of profit and loss. So many things have come in this question. Number one, that is the part of the inventory valuation, which is very important, which usually comes in every question now onwards. And other thing is basically that cash account has been prepared not for total cash sales, that we have prepared for the missing figure of wages, which comes on the credit side. Then the last thing is that we have to prepare the asset account through depreciation. We have found through cost method. We have prepared the asset account, machinery account, and provision for depreciation account to find the profit and loss account figure through diminishing balance method, which is really, really tough, even in the chapter of depreciation. Then another thing is that the goods drawing have been given on the selling price. So we have to convert the goods drawing to the cost price, because goods drawing is always recorded at cost, Manur. So we have to convert 350 into 25 over 125, and then subtracted 280 will be the cost price. That will be subtracted from goods drawing. Okay. If the question examiner will ask you to prepare the statement of financial position, let's just go for a glimpse on that. I will write non-current asset. It is already given, carried down of the asset account. Depreciation carried down will be subtracted. Then you will write the current assets, rent paid in advance, closing inventory, trade receivables, and cash 110, and bank also, which is written over here. Asset 2740. That's it, total assets. Then you will write liabilities, capital, add profit, less drawings, goods drawing and cash drawings both. And current liability, there are trade payables and electricity accrued. That's it. Yes, what you want to ask? Which is wrong? Okay. There are wages in 36420 in the bank also. Yes. We have to write it over here also. You are right. 36, how much? 420. And now the total will change. Add कर लो, फिर मुझे बता दो. Because there are bank wages also, which has been paid through bank. 5,75974. Okay.